I have a clip for you from Fox News of Jesse Waters responding to the Sam Bankman-Fried scandal. And I'll give you kind of a summary of what that is before we watch. But the speculation that Jesse Waters provides is so strange, I think, to the other person on air that even she gets a little bit uncomfortable. She ends up agreeing, but it's a little awkward. At least that was my read of the situation, so you can let me know what you think in the comments after watching. But before we dive into the clip, the very just rough explanation of what happened with Sam Bankman-Fried. He founded a company called FDX. It was a cryptocurrency exchange company, so that's how people go on and they can exchange crypto for USD or invest in crypto. And it kind of rose to prominence super quickly. He became a figure, 29-year-old billionaire, all of these things. And then it just collapsed super quickly as well. And some suspicious elements of it as well. And then he left and they had to file for bankruptcy and all this. Well, then there's a huge amount of missing assets in regard to this company, FDX. So he started getting investigated for money laundering, fraud, and that kind of hit the fan, we'll say. And he's been charged with money laundering and fraud and was arrested in the Bahamas and then is being extradited to the United States right before he was going to go in front of Congress, which is pretty interesting as well. So with all that being said, here's Jesse Waters' response to this story.
Eve of him spilling his guts to Mad Maxine Waters under oath, we got popped in the Bahamas. Perfect timing.
Are there coincidences? No. Maybe not. I think regulators felt like they were being taunted because he was going on this media tour. He was speaking with one person on Twitter for an hour, and then he had a Forbes interview, and he was painting this narrative of this sort of, aw, shucks, I'm doing my best. I just don't know what happened. I want to be helpful, but I just don't know where the money went. And
he was on TV more than Fauci, I think.
Ain't that the truth? I mean, yeah, so I think people were really tired of this narrative. Tomorrow was going to be the first day that he would go under oath, potentially perjure himself. It's unclear what would have happened. But the reality is, like, all of these interviews, all of this testimony that he was doing, there's basically two possibilities. Either he's innocent and an idiot, in which case he is not going to enlighten us on anything, or he's a psychopath and a liar, and he's not going to tell us where the money went. In either case, it's not helpful. So, we want a little less conversation, a little more jail.
So he threw millions at Biden, got the Democrats elected in the Senate, and then everything blew up and Biden had him arrested before he could talk.
Maybe that, you know what? That is fair. That is fair.
Yeah, sure.
Just shut up and I'm going to keep the money. Keep the money, keep the Senate. Now shut up and don't talk.
That seems to be what happened.
That seems to.
Really? So, I don't know. Struck me as a little awkward because the idea, really, Biden sitting up there, I'm going to get campaign contributions from him and then arrest him. And the story that they're trying to blossom that out of is there was reporting, or it was pretty public, that Sam Bankman-Fried donated a lot to Democrats. And so then a bunch of narratives spun off of that. But what's interesting is that he also donated through dark money means to Republicans, which got reported on later, and they focus less on that, meaning the conservatives focus less on that. So this from Yahoo News, Sam Bankman-Fried, the founder of FTX, says he's the Republicans' third biggest donor, but used dark money to avoid criticism. So he's a huge donor to Democrats, yes. We understand that many Democrats also take lots of campaign contributions, and that affects the way that they govern. But he also is a huge donor of Republicans as well, which a lot of these donors do that. They want to have the favor and the ear of people from both parties to benefit them in the most maximum way possible. And so it is funny to see every single story has to become a conspiracy about how, no, this is really connected to the evil nature of Biden. That's really what's going on. When it's just a typical example of a really rich guy, and a lot of really rich guys donate to politicians, often on both sides. And sometimes if they just want to keep their money, want lower taxes for the wealthy, then they donate just to Republicans, who seems to have done some bad stuff, definitely horribly mismanaged FTX, and maybe committed a crime as well. That's what he's being charged with, and he should be held accountable. What's so complicated about this? Why does it always have to become some big conspiracy? Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before any of the clips are uploaded to YouTube, plus get a full extra show every single Saturday, you can do so by going to patreon.com/Luke Beasley. That's patreon.com/Luke Beasley, and there's a link in the description.